Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elvis. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees or Roger Goodell. Yeah, probably like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this, and I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. You're
listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Welcome. You're now rocking the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. I'm up in this thing. Shout out to the Who Dat Nation. Much love to the great Saint Tank. We up in this thing. Big ups to the fam. Man, got a lot of news and notes to go over with you guys. So I appreciate all you guys been in this episode of the Coma. Big ups to you. Appreciate you. All right. Shout out to the fam. Shout out to you. Shout out to T Mama. What's popping, Queen? Good to see you out there. She out there working, doing her thing. All right, ma. What you got? She said, I've been a vendor at the events I signed my business up for. I'm still here. She says her business is quote Glam Mimi. That's GLAM Mimi MEME Sweets, Treats, and Catering on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Give T Mama some love, family. Give T Mama some love. Hit the subscribe or join for her social media. You know, we got to take our business owners and lift them up on our shoulders. It's not easy to be a business owner. Let me tell you something. It ain't easy, baby. But for those who are hard workers like T Mama, we got to put them up on our shoulders and give them all the love we can. Shout out to you, T Mama. Appreciate you, Queen. All right, True Hurts. Shout out to your fam. Appreciate each and every last one of y'all. OG Jerry Poor in the building. What's up, OG? What's up, Barbara, baby? Much love to you. Good to see you. Scoop, what it do, pimpin'? Shout out to my brother Scoop. Hope everything good, doing all right for you, my brother. Josh, what's popping? Josh, good to see you. Young City Night Ward is in this thing. Elite. Shout out to you. Thank you, Vernon, for hitting that button and becoming a YouTube member. Much love to you, Vernon Johnson. Welcome to the fam. Thank you, sir. Trav 504, shout out to you. Iceman, who that to you? Big Boy, who that to you? Rose City, what's popping, baby? Who that to you? What's up, Eddie? Shout out to you, my brother. Good to see you in the stream as well. Shout out to Bobby. Shout out to you, fam. Appreciate you, brother. Devin's in the building. What's up, Dana? Shout out to you, Queen. Good to see you. What's up, brother Gardner? Shout out to you, fam. Keldrick, what's popping, my brother? How you doing? Much love to you as well. All right, Tim. Free Kyrie, okay. Yeah, you see, people are kicking back about it, man. Listen, if you say something and the man say, I'm sorry, but yeah, it ain't enough. You got to, I think he gave him like $500,000 and they say, no, your apology wasn't sincere enough. Keep the, like, goddamn, bro. No, man, people they ain't going for that. And it's another energy out there right now. And I told you, things are changing. For a long time, a lot of things were a certain way because a lot of the masses wasn't kind of working with that thing because a lot of the masses thinking is manipulated by programming. That's a heavy impediment on critical thinking. All this crazy programming they got out here, total trying to get people to go against their own interests, running people up against each other, trying to make me think that what you got going on is what it is as opposed to what it's supposed to be. All this is going on. It's all going on. I've been saying for a long time, a lot of these little parties got going on is pushing people up against each other, and they don't have no overall agenda to help everybody. Basically, everybody going through the same stuff. We all dealing with the same stuff in one form of fashion, you dig? So, man, I'm feeling the sea change, man. It's about time, man. It's about time. So, shout out to the fam. All right, Jermaine, shout out to you. Good to see you, fam. Snake Bite, big ups to you as well. Trey, what's up, Trey? Shout out to you, brother. Good to see you out there in the chat. Much love to everybody, man. Much love as well. Yeah, brother Jerry, Levine Kirkland, man, one of my favorite old school Pittsburgh Steelers linebackers like Greg Lloyd, Kevin Green, all them old dudes, man. I should say old dudes because he only 50-something, 53, I think. But he'll be joining us down the line. We got communicated with him, so he'll pop in during the stream at some point. All right, so with that being said, shout out to Pelicans Nola, man. Let's get into the news and notes of the stream right now. All right, so anyway, the injury report for Thursday, man, 10 players on there for the Saints, 10 players listed on Thursday's injury report for the team's Week 10 matchup against them there Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, and according to what the Saints got, Marcus Davenport has a calf issue, was limited Wednesday and limited Thursday, so that is a positive that he is limited going into that thing as opposed to being out, because we could definitely use his whatever he can bring, man. He got to step it up. Mark Ingram is still out, of course, DNP'd both days, Wednesday and Thursday. Jarvis Landry is limited, still having limited practices. It's been a long time since we've seen Jarvis Landry play football for the Saints. Been a long time, man. A long time, but he's limited. He was limited last week, and then they shut him down right before the game, so they're going to try it again. Marshawn Lattimore still out with the admin situation, DNP'd. Again, what kind of stuff is going on? Is he got broken bones or what's going on with that injury with Marshawn Lattimore? My goodness, what's going on there? Eric McCoy, of course, is shut down with that calf issue. Andrews Pete is also shut down with the tricep situation, DNP'd as well. So we got two of our starting offensive linemen are down. Ryan Ramczyk is given rest because of the knee situation. Pete Werner, of course, with his ankle, he was carted off. So we expecting Pete to be out more than likely for the rest of the year. Marcus May is DNP'd with the same injury as Marshawn Lattimore. And then, of course, Cam was just given rest. He was limited in practice as well. So that's who the Saints got. And 10 people on the injury list, man, is shrinking, in my opinion. All right, Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Kicker Chris Boswell groin, did not practice. Will Jackson, the defensive back, was DNP'd. So was Akello Witherspoon. Fully practiced with cornerback Levi Wallace. Also, Christian Kuntz, the long snapper, he was there. DNP'd with linebacker Miles Jack, who's their top tackler. He was shut down with a knee issue. That guy's something else, leading them with tackling. You see Larry there. He was limited with a knee issue. Malik Reed was out with personal situation. And Cameron Hayward, one of their good defensive tackles, was shut down. He was simply given a period to rest. So, with that being said, we're looking at the Saints injury. And, of course, this just breaking not too long ago across there. The Saints designated Penning who's dealing with that toe issue to return from the injury reserve right on time. So Penning's recovery from the toe surgery seems to be right on track as you expect to return by November at the earliest after being placed on the IR in September. The 6'7" offensive tackle was expected to quickly step into a big role this season as one of the Saints' 2 first-round selections in the draft. Penning will now have a 21-day window to practice before having to be activated to the 53-man roster, or he'll revert to IR for the remainder of the season. So you best believe that the black and gold will activate Trevor Penning. So that's good. That's of note because with us losing both Eric McCoy, with him being out, and Andrews Pete both DNP'd, getting Penning back is a good deal because of his athleticism, and really we need his nasty disposition because the Saints offensive line is milquetoast. None of those guys are mean guys. They're very nice guys with a temperament to them. Ramczyk used to have a streak before, a little mean streak in him before he got paid, but after he got that paper and became Big Check, I haven't seen he been happy and giving everybody hugs. He been giving everybody hugs. Ramczyk ain't mad at the world no more, man. When he got the big check, everybody started getting hugs from Ramczyk. And having Trevor Penning now with that nasty disposition helps out because he will help set that nasty tone that we need the offensive line to play with. We need them to play with a meanness, a physicality, a meanness, but an under control meanness, that we need that mentality pushing forward into the season, man. So yes, indeed, man. This is good news to say the least with some of the things that we've been dealing with. Now, of course, the Saints can simply resituate the offensive line. What's Trevor Penning is given the word for him to ultimately activate it to the point where he can be in the game, which I think that'll be coming, if not this week, more than likely the following week. Like they said, they have a 21-day window to play with. But you could resituate the offensive line. If McCoy can't go, then they did have Ruiz at the center position, and then you can shift Hurst to guard, and then you could put Penning at the left tackle position. So it'll be Penning, Hurst, Ruiz. Hold on, I'm missing somebody. Now, hold on here. Yeah, because you're gonna need somebody else there for Kelvin Throckmorton. Yeah, you go, Throckmorton, because depending on what's going on with Andrews Pete, because he was DNP today. So there you go. So you got McCoy and Pete out. Ramczyk just simply getting rest. But if you need to situate the offensive line, you need to swing Hurst from tackle to guard. He can do that. In my opinion, I think he's better at the guard than he is at the tackle position. And have Penning to play the left tackle position. You have Cesar Ruiz there. And of course, if Pete can't go, you got Throckmorton who will plug in next to Ramczyk. So we'll see exactly what the Saints get going and see where they are in the process. All right, let's look at the transaction report, fam, as we keep it going, man, as well. New Orleans Saints transaction report, as the Saints had reported, they did sign some players. New Orleans Saints have signed fullback Adam Prentice and linebacker Nephi Sewell to the active roster from the practice squad. So there you go. The Saints signed a couple of guys off the practice squad and then filled their spots on the practice squad with tackle Derek Kelly II. So we bringing him back again, and linebacker Kenny Young to the practice squad, and changed the status of Penning to reserve injured designated for return. Meaning, he's designated for return. Then there's another one where they say he can activate it to the roster. So is that something we're looking at for this weekend? Word on the street is possibly. It was announced today by Executive Vice President and General Manager. Yeah, you know who it is. Now, Adam Prentice, as we're familiar with, this is our fullback, more of a traditional fullback. But you know what, man? I'm the big fullback that the Baltimore Ravens had, that big old guy, 6'3", 300 pounds. Man, when I seen that big fullback, I said that is a fullback. 6'3" or 6'2", whatever how big he is, and he 300 pound, a 300-pound fullback. That's a mobile offensive lineman. I was like, dude, where can we find one of them type of cats? Where could we go and find a big fullback like that at? Where could we go find a 600-pound fullback like that guy at? You know what I'm saying? We need that kind of guy. There'll be a 6'3", a 300-pound fullback, family. That's what I'm talking about. You don't get no fuller than that, So, but Prentice is 6 feet, 245, was originally signed by Denver, and then of course this was a guy that Coach Payton brung here, and then he's been on the active roster and then on the practice squad, on the active roster, practice squad. So they just move him around a lot, and they bringing him to the game. Now, remember, we talked about J.P. Holtz as a fullback because J.P. Holtz is more versatile than Adam Prentice, because Holtz can play tight end if you need him to. He can be an H-back for you and fullback. And J.P. Holtz was a guy that just moved past Adam Prentice on the starting lineup, and they was using J.P. Holtz a lot. Now they're going to Adam Prentice. So we'll see what the move is. They might be trying to look at running the ball a lot more. Well, we want to run the ball. We're going to need a fullback. Don't you say we need to run the ball, Q? Well, I'm just getting a fullback. Okay, all right. Nephi Sewell, 6 feet tall, 226, played really good in preseason, by the way. Nephi has spent the entire regular season on the practice squad until this date. 5-year letterman at Nevada and Utah, played safety his first 3 years in college before switching to linebacker. In 5 college seasons, the Utah native played in 44 games, finished with 254 tackles, 22.5 for a loss, 5 picks, 10 passes, defense, 3 fumbles, forced 4 fumbles, recovery. In 21, he ranked second on Utah with 89 tackles. Blah, 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 blah. Now, Sewell led the Saints with 12 tackles and 1 pass defense, and that was something he did during the preseason, whatnot, mini camp situation. But he was very active. You got to give him credit. Nephi Sewell, and the Saints are activating him to kind of help out because of the loss of Pete Werner. So that's intriguing. And I like Nephi. This is not a bad move here by the Saints. Now, a lot of people thought they could have see if they could find more of a veteran style linebacker, but the guy that you had, Mr. Eric Wilson, Eric Wilson is no longer here. He was plucked off the practice squad by the Green Bay Packers several games back. And I often say that he should have been on the active roster. And most of the time, we not really using much of imagination here. And sometimes this stuff calls for some imagination, family. It really does. You can see in the league, they got guys that copycat because usually copycatters taken from from the creative people, because most of the time copycatters don't be taking nobody's shit. You know what I'm saying? That's like the guy that gets credit for inventing everything. What was the guy name? What was his name? Hell, I can't think of his name. Was it Ford? No, it wasn't Ford. It was the other guy that said he invented the light bulb. What's his name? Put that in there. But it turns out he was stealing everybody's stuff. Well, I did that. But he was just taking credit for most of people's stuff. But anyway, it's good to see Nephi Sewell get an opportunity to play. He'll definitely help out in the special teams if they need him to play. If he's activated to the active roster, he's a backup person, he's going to definitely play special teams. So he will definitely help on special teams, man, because they need all the help they can get, especially blocking. The Saints picked up Derek Kelly II. People are familiar with Derek Kelly because he's been here several times before. 6'5", 320-pound offensive lineman, undrafted out of Florida State, and spent his rookie season on the practice squad. He played in 6 games on offense and special teams for the Saints back in 2020. In 21, he started the season on the Saints practice squad before joining the Giants practice squad. And, of course, he's back with the Saints now. As the Saints feel like they need some depth in the offensive line, they bring Derek Kelly back to be on the practice squad. So that's some of the guys that they added. They also added a player by the name of Young, who is he's a linebacker. He played for John Curtis, so he's back home and getting him back here. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of veteran linebacker they added, who's a former 4th-round pick by the Ravens in UCLA. And Young played in 63 career games with 25 starts for Baltimore back in 2018-19, the Rams in 1921, and the Broncos in 21, and the Buccaneers in 22. Had 168 tackles, 119 of which was solo, 5.5 sacks, a 79-yard interception, 3 fumbles, blah, blah, blah. Now, Young played in 4 games for the Bucs, recorded 1 coverage stop. In 21, he enjoyed the most productive season, split between the Rams and Broncos after a midseason trade to Denver. He started all 13 games he appeared in, recording 75 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 pass defense. Not bad for a young guy coming into the league. So he had an opportunity to start. It's interesting to see him on the practice squad right now. So the Saints are looking at this guy, this productive former player from Giant Curtis from the area. He's got an opportunity on the practice squad to kind of pick up where the Saints left off. You look at his college numbers, he had a lot of success in college. We're pretty busy in college. 50 games and 42 starts. And if you're looking for undrafted guys, you always want to look in the realm of guys that have a lot of college experience. And Young, who they picked up, has 50 games of experience and 42 starts for UCLA from 2014 to 17. Plus, he has some starting experience, 13 games in which he recorded 75 tackles with 2 sacks, a pass defense, 2 forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. Not bad at all. So maybe the Saints have kind of put this brother up on game, at some point, some juncture at times. So that's a few of the guys the Saints added. They added Prentice and Nephi Sewell to the active roster, while then putting Derek Kelly in linebacker Kenny Young to the practice squad, and of course changed the status of Trevor Penning, which means Penning is close to returning. So, man, listen, all very positive. All right, so let's keep it going, fam. Significant changes made to Alvin Kamara. Battery cases reported yesterday by the media that's reporting that there was a change in Kamara's case. Alvin Kamara's facing battery charges, but we didn't know about all that. And there have been multiple postponements in the case, according to ESPN's Cat Terrell. The latest pushed a status conference for the case back to January the 23rd of next year. So we don't have to worry about any issues with Alvin Kamara's legal situation until 2023. Several changes or postponements or reschedulings, however you want to phrase it, moved them back. Now, NFL typically waits until the legal process is played out to hand down any action. Kamara case will now won't be resolved until 2023, and the current NFL season will be over by then. If he's going to be suspended, it almost certainly will not be during this current season. Kamara and a group of people was accused of attacking a man named Darnell Green Jr. in Las Vegas on February 5th. The star running back in Las Vegas. He was there for the Pro Bowl. The official report from the LVMP department states that Kamara punched Green while the alleged victim was unconscious on the ground outside an elevator at the Cromwell Hotel. And of course, they had a video that was leaked, more than likely by this people. Leaked that video out there, shows Kamara punching and hitting Green, and Green also filed a lawsuit against Kamara that contains more troubling allegations. Kamara, 27, averaging 100 total yards per game this season, has scored 3 touchdowns on the year. So interesting. So Alvin Kamara situation, a lot of people was worried about the Alvin Kamara situation. That won't be something that we see at all until 2023. That's a positive. And of course, the negative means that when next year comes, well, it does push us into the timeline of maybe we looking at perhaps him dealing with this matter in 2023. So this is one of those things that we just have to keep on looking at, fam, and keep it moving. All right, so anyway, let's keep it bucking and turning, man, in this thing. Like I said, we still I got word from a brother, Levon Kirkland, that he's supposed to pop up on the stream, but we still waiting for him. As for our family members are waiting to hear from him now. So if we have any more delays, then we'll just have to just reschedule them like we do, because sometimes that happens, man. Sometimes it happens. All right. So anyway, let's keep it bucking and shaking, man, as we move forward in this thing. Of course, we're looking at the Steelers matchup right here that's coming up. And it's Thursday already. Usually I do my preview streams with guests on this thing. So I guess I can just kind of go into it right now. And the reality of the day is I was doing some research on the Pittsburgh Steelers yesterday, man. And all I really noticed about the Steelers is that they're a young team that has potential, but not this year. This team is not built to win this year. It's a very tough situation going on for Mike Tomlin. He got a rookie quarterback and a lot of young players that have potential. And you can see they kind of using that to kind of build upon. And you're going up to, going up to Pittsburgh. So their offense is not very good, just to keep it $115 with you. And the defense and the offense being so bad that the defense is put in peril, just like what we seen last week when the Saints took on the Ravens, and the Saints offense was so bad that it drawed energy, it sucked energy and life from the Saints defense. And that goes to show you how things go. Like if you play, you need to play well on all three units for the team to have success. It is a team. So you can't leave everything on one unit and expect them to carry the day. And the Saints offense did that. They let the defense down, and the defense could not carry their water, and the special teams water. They couldn't do it. It's not designed that way. That's not how it's supposed to be. But anyway, if you take a look at the statistics, family, right here with the Pittsburgh Steelers, you can see for yourself, this team averaging 15 points a game. 15 points. That's throwing the ball. 50 offensively speaking. The Saints had 23.6. The Saints are giving up 25.2 points per contest. The Steelers are giving up 24.6. So this is not a good team. They're 2-6, 1-2 at home. And like I said before, the Saints have an opportunity to beat this team. They're going to go up to Pittsburgh. The weather, they saying game time weather should be right around 49 degrees. It's not supposed to rain, so it's supposed to be clear. It's going to be cloudy, but it'll be 49 degrees. The Saints should still be able to do it. The Saints are pretty much a running team, so the run does travel. And the defense, if the Saints can balance things and not let it happen like what it happened last week, where you let unknown running backs pile yardage up on you, which has been their thing this entire season. This game, the Saints should have success. They should beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is not a trap game to me. Not saying that the Steelers don't have a chance in the matchup, but they're not very good, man. And maybe we could let brother Kirkland speak to him once he get here. But anyway, this is the numbers on. Let's go over it. 391.3 is what the Saints average on the offense. 315.4 is the Steelers. The Saints 260.4 yards through the air and 131 yards on the ground. 220.5 by the Steelers throwing the ball through the air, and they rush at that thing just under 95 yards per contest. Defensively speaking, the Saints give up 336.3. The Steelers give up over 406 yards per contest. The Saints through the air are surrendering on the secondary 215.4, while the Steelers surrendering 288.5. The Saints letting teams run on them. 121 is what they give up on the ground, which is ridiculous. The Steelers, or at least they're a little bit better with 118. So Steelers coming off of 2 straight losses. They lost to the Dolphins 16-10 and the Eagles 35-13. The Saints are basically a black and gold seesaw. That's pretty much what the Saints are. They are a black and gold seesaw. They're up and down and up and down. That's how they do, as their record indicates. Over the last 5 weeks, the Saints win against Seattle, lose against Cincinnati, lose against Arizona, beat Las Vegas, lose it. I mean, they're constantly a seesawish type team. So this is intriguing and interesting. But the Saints, man, I do think they'll beat the Steelers. Let me just keep it $115. Let's go over some of their statistics here, fam. Let's go over their statistics to get you familiar with who these people are. Kenny Pickett is the starting quarterback right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's got 962 yards as their first-round draft pick quarterback. They picked up a rookie, not doing very good. He averages 6 yards per throw. Right now, 192.4 yards is what he throws per contest. He has 2 touchdowns versus 8 picks. He's been sacked 12 times, and he has a rating of 66.8. So he's a rookie quarterback that's struggling in the NFL. But don't get it twisted. He can throw the ball, and we can't let him gain any ground on us. So Pickett is the guy. He's healthy. Their top rusher is Najee Harris, the former first-round draft pick running back out of Alabama. 8 games. He has 108 carries for 361 yards. He averages 3.3 yards per carry. He has 1 touchdown. Now, they do have another running back, Jalen Warren. I'm not sure if he'll play in this game because I think he's dealing with an injury as well. But 29 carries for 153 yards. He's averaging 5.3 yards per carry. And another thing about Pickett is that Pickett does have a strong arm. The game is not where it's supposed to be for him yet, but we always seem to have times like if you have a decent young quarterback trying to figure it out, the Saints they got to blitz this guy often and, give him different looks, keep him confused, and get him on the ground. The Saints need to up that pressure. Not to mention, Kenny Pickett is a guy that can hurt you with his legs. He averages 5.2 yards every time he scrambles, and he's the 3rd leading rusher on their team. He got about 98 yards on 19 scrambles, but he averages 5.2 yards every time he scrambles. You see, so you got to watch out for him when he leaks out. And besides, he got 2 rushing touchdowns. Kenny Pickett does. He has 2 rushing touchdowns with his legs. He also has 2 fumbles. But the thing is, he got some wheels. He'll move out on you. So the Saints, once again, we dealing with a mobile QB threat. And this year, the Saints didn't quite answer the bell on that situation, you see. All right, so anyway, let's keep it going. Let's go into their wide receivers. Deontay Johnson is their top guy. He has 43 catches off of 76 targets, 372 yards. And he averaged almost 9 yards per catch. And he got what? He don't have any touchdowns, but he's their top receiver. He's their top receiver. Now, Pat, they got the big tight end, Pat Freiermuth, who's another big guy. He's come from the University of Pitt, and he's done well in their system. He has 32 catches. He's their 2nd leading receiver. He averages 11 and a half yards per catch on 367 yards. He does have a score, and he comes into the game, and he averages more yards per game than anybody. And, of course, does it take anybody as a surprise that Freiermuth, or however you pronounce the man's name, has more yards per game because you got a rookie quarterback who's going to use his safety blanket tight end. So Freiermuth and Pickett are going to work together. And, of course, Pickens, the wide receiver from Georgia, who was pretty good young wide receiver, has 26 catches for them. And I think the guy with the most touchdowns altogether is Zach Gentry, who's Najee Harris, the tight end, who has 2, the running back that has 2 receiving touchdowns. So they got a lot of young people here, family, a lot of young people on offense. Let me get to their depth chart right here, offensively speaking, as you can see. Kenny Pickett, like I said, rookie quarterback. You know what you do with rookie quarterbacks. You give them different looks. You got to put that pressure on them. You can't let them stand back there and get comfortable. And you got to keep people in his face. You got to fire off. You got to knock them around. You got to knock them down. This guy should give you a couple of picks if you do it just right. Najee Harris is a capable running back. He hadn't gotten off yet, but we got to neutralize what they're doing. So the game plan customarily that works week to week is stop them from running the ball, neutralize them, neutralize the running attack, force the rookie quarterback to try to beat you, give him different looks, pressure him, and you should have a successful day against this team. Like I said, offensively speaking, they're averaging 15 points a contest, so they're not putting up a lot, but we still have to watch them. His top wide receiver threat, like I said, is Deontay Johnson. And the top guy that's the safety blanket for the quarterback is Pat Freiermuth, who is the tight end. And of course, that's how it works. Offensive line, my research shows the offensive line is not all that, man. They got a bunch of guys there that nobody really know and no really big name guys, which still is a problem for the Saints, because y'all know that no-name offensive lines have given the Saints problems the entire season. One of the top offensive lines that gave the Saints problems with the Tampa Bay matchup, with all of their starters was out except for the right tackle. The Saints couldn't get to that man. Couldn't get to him, had 1 sack and 2 defensive linemen split it. So, these no-name offensive lines have been problems for the Saints all season long. If we take a look at the defense, Miles Jack is the top dude. He averages 72 total tackles for them. He's been a beast, and he's far and beyond, in terms of tackles than anybody else. Miles Jack is currently on he's banged up. He's DMP'd. So with a knee issue, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know if he plays in this game. We'll just have to see. Minkah Fitzpatrick is another dude that's just terrific. Remember, they traded for him from the university. I mean, not university. They got him from the Miami Dolphins and went up there and he balled out. They gave him a contract and he's been really good for him. But he's the second tackler behind Miles Jack with 45 tackles. He has 3 interceptions, which is the most interceptions on their team. So you're always looking out for a really intelligent dude like Minkah Fitzpatrick. Always just a brainy dude with range, real smart player, man. You can't be, kind of stupid with him. He'll get the ball out you. And of course, you look at the rest of the guys that they have, Devin Bush and the rest of these guys. I think a lot of what's happening to this defense is the fact the offense puts a lot of pressure on the defense to perform because the offense is not very good. So it falls on the defense because they do have several players on the defense that are pretty interesting players. Their top sacker, of course, is Alex Highsmith. He got 6.5 sacks that leads this team. But they have players like Cameron Haywood is another really talented player. He has 3 sacks. You got to watch out for him. So like I said, they got some players. When you talk about Fitzpatrick, you talk about Cameron Haywood, you talk about guys like Alex Highsmith, who got the 6.5 sacks. So, I mean, they got some players on their team. Terrell Edmonds and Devin Bush is playing actually pretty decently for them. So they got some players from a defensive standpoint. And if you had to look at their team, you're more than likely to say probably the best part of the Pittsburgh Steelers team is their defense, because the offense is really lacking, man, really lacking. But this is a look at their defense right here. As you can see, Larry there with Montrevious Adams, Cameron Haywood. Then you go to the linebackers, Malik Reed, Devin Bush, Miles Jack is questionable. They got on here. TJ Watt, their best player, is on the IR, so we don't have to worry about him. Alex Highsmith's having a really good game for them. So we'll see where that goes. And of course, you look at the secondary with Terrell Edmonds. We talked about Minkah Fitzpatrick. Cameron Sutton is the second guy. He's the second leader interception behind Minkah on the team. Minkah has 3. Sutton has, I think, 2. And then, of course, you have Witherspoon, who's questionable. William Jackson III, who I think they traded for, he's questionable as well. So they're dealing with injuries as well. So it's not a good year for the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. You the black and gold won't talk about how their season look, man. If you really want to look, think about some terribleness, take a look at the Steelers. The Steelers, just thank goodness, just thank the Most High your team ain't the Steelers right now, man, because they are really struggling, even though the Saints are 1 game better than them. The Saints are 3-6, they 2-6. And after this matchup is over with, the Saints should be 4-6, but the Steelers really struggling, man. They having problems scoring, so hopefully the Saints can keep that trend going. Hopefully Tampa Bay and Atlanta lose. I don't think Atlanta and Tampa are playing each other this week, is it, family? No, Tampa playing Seattle and Atlanta playing Carolina. So hopefully, if Tampa and Atlanta lose and your Saints win, that would pretty much just, well, it'd put you in second place is what it would. It'll put your ass in second place behind Tampa Bay. Isn't that terrible? Isn't that awful? The Saints win, Tampa lose. They go 4-6. New Orleans goes 4-6, and we'll basically be second place in the NFC South with Atlanta because we got the tiebreak on them. So isn't that terrible? But the issue is the issue is with the Saints, family. If you take a look at what the Saints are bringing, right? The issue with the black and gold is this. When we talk about the Saints, and we talk about the fact that the Saints have difficulty for real, serious difficulty, and just, man, they have serious difficulty and just winning back-to-back matchups. Like, shout out to John Sigler. He pinpointed this on Twitter, where he went over the schedule and found out for every game, after every win, the Saints only had 3 wins this year in 9 games. But after every win is a loss. So the Saints are 0-3 after a win, which tells me a lot. It tells me a lot. Now, the Saints very well will beat the Pittsburgh Steelers by my estimation. They'll beat them. I don't think it'll be an impressive win, but I think they'll beat the Pittsburgh Steelers like they're supposed to. But at the end of the day, do they beat the Rams? That's the question after the Steelers matchup. I'm not putting the cart before the horse, but if I'm looking at it from a historical standpoint, I'm saying to myself, why is it that the Saints lose? They have lost after every win. So you got 3 wins, and then after every win is a loss. Why are they 0-3 after winning? That's because the team, and I've said this to the family members on the TSC Q&A Live, our Patreon special. What's up, Brother Wallace? Shout out to you, bro. Good to see you in the chat. Shout out. What's up, Sky? Much love, fam. Appreciate y'all. Big ups to y'all. Ryan, what's up, man? Appreciate you. What's up, Delcom? Who that to you, Brother David's in the building. Shout out. Oh, is he? Original TJ, he said TJ Watt is back. Is he? They just showed him on IR on that depth chart. If he's back, then that'll be problematic. Hold on, let me make sure of that. Give me just a second. I mean, because they just showed him on IR on the depth chart here. Okay. Thank you for telling me that, bro. It says right here that head coach Mike Tomlin is optimistic about Watt being able to play Sunday against the Saints. Okay, and that was from Dale Lally of the DKPittsburghSports.com reports. Okay, so they give you the source too. So that's intriguing. That's interesting. You're gonna be seeing TJ Watt. That is not a good look. He's definitely their best player, and that is not good. But anyway, we'll keep it moving. It's all right. All right. So anyway, like I was saying, from the TSC Q&A Live, our Tuesday special on Patreon, when we was talking about it, and I was lambasting DA. I gave him a nickname. Y'all know, some of the family members know what the name I gave him. DA, the Dennis Allen, the DA stands for something. But the reality is the Saints, and it's like, Q, why the Saints look so bad? Q, why did this, that, and the third? And I said, well, listen, family, we watch football for a very long time. And like I know, you guys know, like I know, that most of the time the team takes on the identity of the head coach. That's what it's all about. So if you got a disciplined, imaginative coach, you'll have a disciplined, imaginative team. If you got a disciplinarian coach who don't take no crap, you're going to have a disciplined team. If you got a balanced-minded coach, you're going to have a balanced team. The team emulates the mentality or the mindset of its leader. And that's how it's set. That's how sports in general set. Because if you got the head coach is the guy in charge, the brain of the operation. So like in many different spheres, like if you're a person that like a lot of clutter, like, and you got clutter all over the place, and clutter in your car, clutter all over your house, and you clean up, and no matter what you do, you can't keep the clutter away. Usually that's a person that has a very cluttered mind, and your mind will manifest your environment. So you're going to live in a state of clutter. So if you're an organized person that puts things where they belong and cleans up, that's why most of the time people feel good when they're cleaning up, because you ain't doing nothing but kind of reworking your mind, so to speak, and organizing things and putting them where they belong. Now, I'm saying that, and I'm speaking in terms of the mentality of the coach that generates over the entire team. So what are you seeing? What are the attributes that you're seeing from the team will describe what kind of coach this is? Very simple. This is very simple. So let me do this. I'm gonna put out I want the family members in the chat. I want you guys to tell me what you guys are seeing from the Saints team. And what you guys are seeing from the Saints team. What are you seeing that the Saints are doing? Huh? Put it in the chat and I'll highlight you. Give me, and you don't have to make a big old long ass sentence about it. Just give me one word that describe what you're seeing from the Saints. Just give me one word responses. You see what I'm saying? Let me start it off by saying it. All right. When I look at the Saints, I see a team that's undisciplined. Okay. Undisciplined, right? You got one word comment, you give me yours. And at the end of it, we're going to put it all together, and I'm going to show you and it's going to tell you what kind of coach you have. It's going to give you what kind of coach you have, because really, truly speaking, this team should be 6-3 right now. It shouldn't be a 3-6 team. The reason why it's a 3-6 team is because you have a coach that's lacking a lot. He's not organized. He's not an organized dude. He obviously don't think about things before he said them, like how he botched the Jameis Winston situation. He's not very good at planning anything, how he botched the Michael Thomas injury situation. He contradicts himself constantly, like with how he handled all these different injury timelines. He told a reporter a couple of days ago that he doesn't give any timelines. I said, that's a damn lie. You've been giving timelines the whole damn year. What you talking about? So watch this. Watch the family meals and watching all of this football. Rose says no heart. Now remember, these things you're seeing is what the team is exhibiting as a 3-6 ball club. These are the things the team are resembling. The teams are resembling these characteristics. And remember that the team bears the identity of the head coach. The head coach. So if these things that you see the family members are saying in the chat is what this guy is, and that is the problem with the team. Because if he was disciplined or visionary, you would see that metamorphosizes or express itself through the team. You see? So let's get into it. No heart. Both of them said no heart. Undisciplined. I said the same thing. Tim said the same thing. Pathetic. Confused. Another no heart. Penalties. No self-esteem or low self-esteem. I got you. Trav say heartless. A lot of heartless commentary. They look lost. Thank you, brother E. No dogs, no heart. That's what that means. A lot of errors and mistakes. Thank you, Stu. JLJ says one word, sorry. All right, there you go, bro. Thank you. Gardner say the Saints are saints. They giving blessings. Yeah, they blessing everybody. Lifeless. Thank you, bro. Iceman says nonsensical. That's one of my favorite words. Nonsensical. Y'all know me. Sub-Zero, no swag, heartless. Thank you, Lord. What's up, Lord? Coachless. No accountability. That's right, Papoose. Shout out, bro. Delcom, brother David said they look lost. Gundam says identity of coach. Yep, no football operational awareness. That means that and that's a pretty smart way, but brother Gundam just says no football operational awareness is the smart man way of saying the guy doesn't pay attention to details. No football operational awareness means he don't pay attention to details. Cheeks. Okay, I get what you're saying, Mocha. Shout out for you. All right, lukewarm, careless, erratic, visionless. Thank you. What's up? What's up, Cheryl? Chirac says unity. All right. Lil Derek says, see, the dude's a dweeb. Okay. He a dweeb. All right. Whipped. Okay, Ramsey, shout out, bro. Gundam says slothful. Yep. Derek. What's up, Derek? Inconsistent. Jermaine says gutless. Yep. See all this unrefined bums. Damn. Yeah. Slow burn. Damn. All right. Didn't the Steelers just? I don't know, Ryan. I'm have to look that up. Rudderless says Tim. Shout out, Tim. No emotions. What's up, brother Nelson? Shout out, bro. Shout out. All right. Yep. Trav says lost and hopeless. See all this stuff, man? You see all this? Gutless. Yeah, I know, bro. Man, that's something. And remember, the team takes on the identity of the head coach. So all of these terms, thank you, Lord. Let us not forget trash. So all of these things that you see going wrong with the black and gold is indicative of the head coach. Obviously, that the team takes on the identity of the head coach. That is exactly what it is. So at some point, Sucky. Shout out, Morgan. Yep. Yeah, I said it too ballless, man. Yep. 2 words, Dennis Allen. Yeah, you know it. So, I mean, that's the reality that we're dealing with. So the thing is, even with the Saints, when the Saints win, because I think they'll beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. They should beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think they'll blow them out, but they should beat the Steelers. No disrespect to the Steelers, but y'all know what y'all working with. Saints should be able to beat them, but the issue is, after you get past that, can the Saints put a string of wins together? That's the big question. like I said, and this was got to give Sigler a shout out on that, because Sigler was the one that said, listen, man, if you look at all three of the Saints wins these seasons, the game after the win is a loss. So they're 0-3. I want us to remember that and put that in our collective. Keep that in your collective, because that is huge. That is huge. The Saints are 0-3 after every win this season. They're 0-3, which means that they can't take the positive from the win and add it on to the next win. That is what's been Dennis Allen's problem his entire coaching career, is that he'll win a game, whatever, and then the next game he can't salvage the next game or pull. I don't know if Dennis Allen ever won 2 games in a row. I'm gonna have to look it up. But I think let me put some of the great Saint think tank on that. Have Dennis Allen ever won 2 games in a row in his 3 years of coaching, or 1, 2, 2.5? Well, in this half a year makes 3. So 3 years of head coaching. Has Dennis Allen ever won 2 games back to back? Has he ever done it? Because that's big. If you win a game, you got to know how to take what you had that was positive from that game that you won and carry it over to the next game. If you can't do that and you blow out the Raiders and then you have a letdown against the Ravens, that's the coach. The coach is not keeping these guys focused. He's not checking them. He's not getting them disciplined. And the Saints are a mirror image of their sorry ass, dumbass coach. That's what this is. A guy that gets up there, that you're looking right at him. He's very transparent. You can look right through Dennis Allen to the wall behind him. And when he gets up on the podium, all I see is Saints emblems behind him, Florida leaves and shit. I don't see him standing there. Very transparent dude. When he talks, he try to talk like he knows something, and people don't respect what he's saying because he's not a guy that has earned that yet. So whatever heat that he's getting, he deserves it. So I'm not going to ask anybody to lay off Dennis Allen. The hell with that. If you take the money and you take the job as a head coach, you take what comes with it. You get the pressure, you get the love in the win, and you get the blame for the loss, because most of the time it's all on you anyway. So if you beat the Raiders, then you have a letdown against the Ravens. People are going to ask, why are you doing this? And really, it's all on you and your offensive staff, because y'all can't keep players that are playmakers in the game. Case in point, remember what the playmakers did against the Raiders. Remember what the playmakers did. Alvin Kamara, Taysom Hill, Rashid Shaheed. What did the playmakers do? And then you transpose that on top of the Ravens matchup. What did the playmakers do? Nothing. Alvin Kamara didn't do nothing. Taysom Hill, they didn't put him in there long enough to do nothing. They didn't use Rashid Shaheed for nothing. Didn't use his speed. Didn't use him as a running back in reverses. Didn't use him to try to get the ball down. None of that. So all of this heat, that I'm not asking people to back off Dennis Allen at all. Keep the heat on Dennis Allen, because the problem with Dennis Allen, I've said this, it's not hard to tell. The problem with you, Dennis Allen, is the fact that you lack the, like my smart brother Gundam says, operational football awareness. I'm not going to kick it like brother Gundam. Obviously, he working with a PhD over there, but I'm going to just tell you straight up, you don't... You're not good. You can't pay attention to the details. You have to be detail centered to be successful in the NFL. It's all about details. It's all about the details. It's all about the details. Like case in point, when Andy Dalton was rolled out there against the Ravens, one of the details that they missed was the fact that the Ravens had a lot of the coaching staff, that is, had a lot of experience to know how to stop Andy Dalton. I talked about that in 2 separate preview streams. Now, how I'm sitting up here talking about the game with other smart football people and telling them, like, and shout out to brother Daniel Wilcox. Shout out to you, bro. But he was in there saying, Q, that's how you going to do it. That's how you get the win. He know his team better than I do. But what I told him that the Saints need to do was what his squad did to the Saints. The exact same thing. I told him we need to possess the clock. Remember I said that? We need to possess the clock and take away opportunities from Lamar Jackson and keep them off the field. Y'all remember that? Guess who kept somebody off the field? It was them. 40 minutes of a 60-minute game, the people kept the Saints defense out there and the offense off the field. No, absolutely not. Dumb decisions, bad. If you listen, you can make mistakes, Dennis Allen. I'm speaking right to you because you act like you ain't got no damn sense. You're gonna sit up here and pretend everybody, including the reporters that's asking you questions when they sitting up there looking at you, know the game better than you in many regards. You know why? To a degree, because they're keeping it real. They're asking you questions. Why was Taysom not involved? Well, he wasn't hurt, was he? No. Well, just the prior statement in previous games when Taysom wasn't involved was Taysom Hill. Oh, we just got caught up in the flow of the game. Remember that? And I'm saying, hold on, stop. What you mean? Then Terrell asked him, what do you mean flow of the game? Remember she asked him to define that. Let's stop that and pick that apart. Define what you mean. Well, such and such, such and such. I'm saying, listen, man, what he's trying to say is momentum. And he's not, and that is the wrong take on it, because if you're a football team, the field is neutral. Meaning, I'm not talking about if it's in Pittsburgh or New Orleans, the field is neutral. I don't care where you could put the some bitch on the moon. If it got gravity there and the ball could be thrown and they could play football there in the field and got no whoever gets there and have the mindset to want to dominate takes the field, regardless of where it is. So if you got a team that got the will to win and their will is stronger than the other team's will, they're going to win that game. The problem with the Saints is there's many problems, but what Dennis Allen and his staff don't understand, and I don't understand how they don't know that, is that the momentum of the game is not the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus or some mythical creature somewhere. No. The momentum is controlled by you. You control the momentum. The flow of the game is created and controlled by you, the team that wants to possess it. Whoever because these things are they don't have no favorites in there. If you go in there, whoever the team that has the will and is playing hard and makes the least amount of mistakes and are serious and really want it, they're going to win the game the majority of the time. And the momentum and the flow and the energy of the game will obey them, because it's that what activates it to move in your favor. When you start operating like that, the momentum is on your side and you create the momentum. You create the energy. You drive it against your opponent and you beat them, you whip them out. That's how you beat teams. You take their will from them and you squash them as a collective. Our collective will is stronger than your will. It's just like in fighting, in boxing. It's the will of that boxer 1 against boxer 2. If boxer 1's will is more imposing, then he's going to impose his will on the second guy and beat him. Don't make a difference. Same in football. That's what it comes down to. When he told her that, I was like, what kind of BS is that? And she knew it was a bunch of BS. How he handled, now you make mistakes, but how you handled the Jameis Winston situation was ridiculous. And then what makes it worse is that you never corrected it. You can misspeak, but go back and fix what you said that was wrong. That created fractures because you played Jameis like he was a whole turkey out there. The Saints are paying Jameis Winston $20 million over the next couple of years. And then you told everybody, including me, that Jameis is 100% healthy and that you're still playing Andy Dalton because of whatever weirdness, because he gives us consistent offense or whatever the word was or the phrase that you use, which is a lie, because most of Dalton's statistics is garbage time. Now, how I know that and you don't know that? I know that because I do my homework. Do you? No, you don't, because that's a part of paying attention to the details. And you don't pay attention to no details. That's why you won't make it as a head coach in this NFL. And you won't learn it now. If you sit behind something for 10 years and you watch Sean Payton's a lot of things, but one thing he is detail-centered. Sean Payton was a detail-centered guy. And Sean Payton had good sense. Sean Payton would go and get old coaches and bring them in there to act as analysts. Where's your people at? Where's your old school coaches that like last year when Coach Payton brought Chaney in there, and Chaney had 20 plus years of college and pro experience as an analyst or as a counselor or an advisor sitting next to him? Where's your advisor of 20, 30 years? Because you damn sure don't know nothing. That is what makes coordinators versus what makes head coaches. Stop calling your own plays defensively. I'm going to give you the game plan, but watch how he roll out the same stuff, because this dude is hard head and he got something that's real damaging, which is ego. Ego is something that's a positive only when you use it in a controlled situation. And he let his ego get the best of him. That's why he didn't fix that Jameis bullshit. And he stuck with Andy Dalton after throwing Jameis away and creating infraction. You can't go back to Jameis. You got to ride with Dalton now. You never was supposed to say that he's the starter for the rest of the season or for the foreseeable. No, you're supposed to handle it on a day-by-day basis, because you can't say that Andy Dalton is the starter for the foreseeable future because you paying this other dude back here $20-something million. What you talking about? What you talking about? So, like I said, it's a ton of things that this guy is not good at. But what really going to kill him is the fact that his attention to detail sucks. It sucks. That's why he can't manufacture wins back to back to back to back. That's going to be the biggest challenge for him, is can he manufacture wins back to back? He going to beat the Steelers, but could you beat the Rams? Could you beat the guys behind him? Because that's what you're going to have to do if you want to catch up and get ahead in this thing and take possession of the NFC South. You're going to have to string wins together. In order to string wins together, you have to be detail-centered, which he is not. You have to be accountable, which he is not. You letting guys false start. Alvin Kamara blew the whistle on that. Alvin Kamara said they be false starting. If they false starting, they ain't only just false starting. They dropping the ball. They lining up wrong. They doing all that in practice, and nobody said nothing. Didn't Alvin Kamara say that? Well, nobody said nothing. Nobody says nothing when they false start. They do it in practice. How are you not saying something when players are screwing up on the field, bro? You the head coach. That's another indictment of him. That's another. If you watch Sean Payton and you was with Sean Payton for 10 years, Sean Payton will get on your ass for wearing the wrong goddamn cleats out there. He benched Mike Bell for wearing the wrong cleat because Bell got out there and kept slipping around. And he benched his ass, and he was in the doghouse shortly thereafter. He was off the team. Sean Payton is a dude that did do as much as that. And at least he kept a little notebook in his hand during the game when the guy was out there slipping and messing up and doing the wrong shit. He would write the name down. You see Dennis Allen doing? Are you doing that? No, you can't do that. You know why? Because that's a part of the small things, the details, remember? And you're not detail-centered. You're not detail-centered. See, that's the small shit that help create fractures throughout the team. The next thing you know, no accountability. And next thing you know, you're 3-6 as opposed to 6-3. And you're like, Q, that's Dennis Allen. You damn right it's Dennis Allen. Because the team has taken on his topsy-turvy ass mentality. And exactly how you see the team playing up and down is exactly the mind of Dennis Allen. You want to take a look inside Dennis Allen's mind? It's not hard to tell. Look at the Saints and you'll see everything you need to see about Dennis Allen's mind and if he's capable of getting the Saints out of the hole into a playoffs. Currently showing you that they're up and down team, inconsistent, unorganized, no heart, no accountability. Guys just doing whatever they want to do, making mistakes, dropping balls, blowing blocks, confused. It's week 10, week 9 last week, and you had guys still not knowing where they're lining up at. How you had these guys out here? You time to bench these goddamn guys if they don't know their job. Come on, man. We ain't creating new plays. You running the same plays you was running in practice, in preseason, and in training camp. Now, you might have a spin on it, but a lot of times guys they don't know what they're doing because they're not remembering their plays. They're not sticking to the details. No matter how you spin it, you're going to always come back to what my dog Gundam calls situational football awareness, which is what I call attention to details. It's what you need to win at the next level, not just the goddamn next level, but any level in life. If you want to sustain some success, hell, you have to pay attention to details. Is just not to the NFL. It's any positive endeavor that you want to undertake in your life that you want to have a successful outcome for. A lot of these principles are not just shelved to football. These topics and these principles know no boundaries. They go everywhere and they apply everywhere. They're applicable everywhere, not just in football, but in life, period. So if you see a clown like Dennis Allen out here running around here, well, you see, and then the attention, like I said, the accountability. When that game was over with against the Ravens, that boy got up there on that damn podium right there and tried to run up out of there. Then the next press conference they had, I played it on TSCQ and Live, the teleconference. The next day, the Wednesday, or was it Wednesday? The Tuesday, that guy got up there and so I said, well, yeah, we got to play better, and then we focus on the Pittsburgh Steelers. So he wanted to try to guide the media's commentary away from the garbage time Ravens matchup to the Steelers. No, bro, that's not being accountable. That's not accountable. No, You have to tell us, or how you intend to fix the things that you let fall in this matchup. Because we don't believe in you enough for me to say Dennis Allen got it. No. Explain it to me. Why don't you? How you gonna fix it? What you gonna do? Well, Q, you just gonna have to watch and see. No, bro. Let me tell you something. No, Dennis Allen I'm from Missouri now. I'm no longer from New Orleans. I'm from Missouri. You're gonna have to show me. I'm from the show me state. You're gonna have to show me. Because Dennis Allen, man, you are terrible, man. You are terrible. But watch what he does. He's going to get up there on that podium. He's going to pretend. He's going to fake it, try to fake it till you make it. That boy is the antithesis of the term fake it till you make it. He's going to get up there and try to pretend like he a head coach. And he ain't going to fake it till you make it, huh, Dennis Allen? You ain't going to make it too much longer. You can't fake it with the Who Dat Nation, bro. We see right through all that. We see right through that, bro. You got a team that was 2 players off from being a playoff squad, and that team sitting up here at 3-6. And you talking about just have faith, man. You better get your ass up out of here with that. Thank you, Vernon, for the super sticker, my bro. That's something set up. That super sticker set up there for a long time, Vernon. Shout out to you, bro. Indeed, we are better than this. That's why I said the Saints are better than. Even Lance Moore got up there and said embarrassing on social media. So that was embarrassing, man. I said that right after the game. I said, this is downright embarrassing, man. You embarrassed to Who Dat Nation. You ain't hear a damn apology from him, did you? All you hear from Dennis Allen, that it was a bad day at the office. I said, dude, we have 6 losses, so it's 6 bad days at the office. When the hell we going to have good days? Well, you got 3 of them, Q. So it's 3 good days versus 6 bad days at the office. That's how he quantifies it. No, we're not going to gloss it over with this crap. With this commercial crap excuse of just a bad day at the office. You know how it is. Every now and again, it's just a bad day at the office. Sometimes you go to work and you go to the water cooler and you push on the button and then the button fall out and all the water from the water cooler come out the button onto the floor. It's a bad day at the office. You know, I went to work and went and got me some coffee. When I went to pick up my coffee cup, the coffee cup fell apart and the hot coffee fell on my shoes. I had on white shoes, not a brown shoes. Nah, bro, cut all that out, man. It wasn't no bad day at the office. When you have unsatisfying, embarrassing losses like that, you apologize to the Who Dat Nation. Do you hear him apologizing? Huh? He just gonna keep doing this pretend thing. See, he dressed up for Halloween and he's playing the head coach. And he's going to play the head coach all the way for the rest of the year, even though his stick is getting older and older and older. No, dude, you apologize to the Who Dat Nation for that embarrassing, stinking ass loss in the dome on Monday night in front of the entire nation. You get up there and you apologize first and foremost. You don't get up there and spend some bullshit about, it was just a bad day at the office. No, you get your big smelly ass up there and you tell the people, first and foremost, family, I want to say I apologize to you. I had to apologize for this clown. I had to apologize to the 10,000 people that we had up in there watching the Sports Coma that day. I had to apologize to the people and tell them, listen, family, I'm sorry that y'all spent y'all time sitting up here watching this bullshit here. I had to apologize because I know that sack of wouldn't do it. We just had a bad day at the office. No, man, when you have a bad performance like that, you apologize to the Who Dat Nation. Once you do that, then you tell them to their face, listen, I promise you guys, I'm going to work my ass off to make sure we never have a performance like this. You're never going to see more of a hardworking coach that you ever seen before. I'm going to make sure I drive this point home. I'm going to let the players know that we ain't taking no shots. We ain't taking no steps. We ain't half stepping no more. If you false starting, I'm putting you on the bench. If you're fumbling, I'm putting you on the bench. If you're dropping passes, I'm putting you on the bench. If you're dropping passes, you're going to give me laps around the building. You're going to give me push-ups. I'm going to have them some in a little toll there that you're going to come up off of some of your money if you're dropping passes. I promise you guys that we're going to get this team in the Super Bowl. I promise you guys that I'm going to get the right collection of players, the guys that want to win, the guys that's about something. We're going to find them and we're going to change this thing. We're going to turn it around. Do you hear him talking like that? That's what a coach that means what he says and does what he means. That's how he's supposed to sound. That's how he's supposed to sound. Now, you tell me if that's how it's supposed to go when you turn out a performance like that. It's about to get up there and tell me it's a bad day at the office. Man, I know about bad days at the office, and that ain't it. That's trash. That's what you're supposed to say, Dennis Allen, because you don't have no damn sense. So let me give you some game, Dennis Allen. Let me give you some game. Get your ass on the phone and call up some of them old ass coaches that you know and ask them, do they want a job as a consultant? Get them to give you the game on the organization ability or the attention to details that you sorely lack. Because sometimes you might not have that skill, but you can employ a person next to you that can give you that skill set, and you work hand in hand with them, and you'll have balance that way. That might be a skill that you can't directly possess right away. But if you have somebody that you trust that's with you, that you have on your staff, then that attention to detail will improve you, because when you put something together, run it through them and see what they say. Well, you better change this up. Make sure you look at this, do this, that, and the third. Oh, I got it now. And then you roll with it. But let's see what he does. If he can't do it by himself. Number two, Dennis Allen, since you don't understand what to do, stop calling plays on the defensive side. Enough of your calling plays as a defensive coordinator. Cut that shit out. You're not detail centered enough to do that. You don't have enough accountability, and your vision is not vast enough for you to call plays on defense. Give the job to either Ryan Nielsen or Coach Richard. Pick one and make the other one his assistant. That's what you do. Let them handle the defense, and you oversee the team, because your kick return and punt return units suck. And Darren Rizzi needs somebody to get on him for that, because Rashid Shaheed or Deontay Harty, when he was out there, they can't get nothing because them guys don't block for him. That's number one. Number two is you need to get on Pete Carmichael. Maybe Carmichael needs a offensive consulting as well. Somebody that can help him floor out the plan. You know? You might need a few consultants to come in that thing and help you guys out to understand what you're lacking on, because you don't have it. You're going to do what you did in Raider country to get your ass fired. That's what you're going to end up happening. And then number two, figure out a way to run the ball and get the playmakers involved, which would probably lend itself to him getting an offensive or some type of assistant to come in there to keep him focused. Because the inability, which ties right back to the not disciplined approach, is the only time you can get healthy impact players like Taysom Hill and Rashid Shaheed and the rest of those guys steadily involved in every week's game plan with an equal amount of reps, is because you're undisciplined and can't pay attention to detail. See, it always comes back to that. It's going to always come back to that. But even if you win, your inability to stay detailed will cause you a loss down the line. See, this is the thing. This is what the consistency model. He doesn't have that. Attention to detail is what you need to be consistent, to be successful in this world, period. Whether it's the NFL or otherwise. Anyway, I'm tired of giving your stinking ass some game. Next time you want something else, send me a goddamn check. Look at my email address and look me up or cash at me if you want any more further advice. I ain't giving your ass no more free advice. I done gave this man $1 million worth of game, family. I done told him what to say in the bad loss. I done told him what to do. Man, I've been sitting up here the whole damn year telling them what to do. When they spent the first 3 or 4 games trying to pass the ball, I tell them, stop passing it and run it. Who was sitting up here talking about you're not a passing team, you're a running team? I ain't giving you no more game, you bastard. All right, so anyway, shout out to the fam, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all being up in there, man. I'm going to cut out on this. I'm going to see what's going on with Brother Kirkland. He was supposed to pop up. He must have had a situation. I ain't hear from him. But then again, I didn't check my email either in the store. He probably emailed me. I don't know, but we're going to work out something. I'll have him pop up here. If not tomorrow, it'll probably be on the Saturday stream or whatnot. But listen, man, shout out to the fam. I always enjoy talking to you guys. I appreciate you. We got a matchup coming up on Sunday there. And the Saints, man, we got a lot going on here, man. And my goodness, man, it's going to be interesting down the line to see how it all shakes and bakes. But anyway, family, do me a favor. Please feel free to hit the like button. If you hadn't hit it, hit the like button. Hit the like button for my nerves. Also feel free to share the show's stream or the links to the stream on your social media, my Facebook people groups. Feel free to take the Sports Coma link and share it with them, as well. Sports Coma, man, I'm very proud, man. We've been doing this thing for a while, man. We're getting up on almost 10,000 subs. I'm very proud of that, man. We worked our tails off, man, doing that. Speaking about consistency, family, hard work, dedication, consistency, and attention to detail. You talking to somebody that know a little bit about that. You know, so I could tell that he don't have it. That guy don't have it. But anyway, I'm real proud that on the Sports Coma channel, we're approaching 10,000 subs, man. I'm really proud of that, man. A lot of hard work went in there, dedication, a lot of passion and keeping it real. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, family, share the show stream, and also feel free to go in the description section and hit the link in the description section to go and check out our merch. We got all kind of merch in there. You know, it's getting that holiday time, man. We got Thanksgiving coming up, and you want to look good with the Sports Coma gear. We got the You Can't Cheat God shirt, man. I love this shirt, man. Real premium material. You Can't Cheat God. It comes in several different colors. Man, love it. We also got Pelican merch in there as well. Grand Theft Alvarado is a real popular one. That one sells a lot. The Not On Herb Jones shirts, and at the bottom of it got the Defensive Player of the Year, DPOY. And a lot of other stuff. We got CJ McCollum and BI, two separate shirts by BI, Zion, all that kind of stuff. And we got other gear in there as well. So check out the Pro Shop. Links is in the description section below. So with that being said, fam, listen, I'm going to sneak out on that. I appreciate you guys. For my Pelican people, I will return later on tonight for the Pelican post-game recap of what's going on with the Blazers and the Smoothie King Center. That's that thing about attention to detail, baby, and hard work. Dennis Allen, you don't have that, brother. Let me tell you something. Anyway, with that being said, I'm bouncing. Let me stop blasting Dennis Allen, man. I'm just sore at him because he handling it all the wrong way, man. He get up there and tell us. I'm still mad about that one. You know, you know what I keep, family? I keep the little vid when he was at halftime when he told him when the Saints was fumbling all over the place and turning the ball over. And your boy had what 2-3 interceptions in the game, and Dennis Allen told him, he said, "What you tell your quarterback? He throw all them interceptions." Well, I told him keep doing what he doing. What? Crazy. Dude, see, he just says stuff without thinking. You're going to tell your quarterback that threw multiple interceptions to keep doing what you're doing. Just keep running us into the ground. Hell, I told him he's doing a fantastic job. Just keep running us into the ground. Man, you don't think about what he said before he said. Crazy. But the thing is, he don't apologize, or when he misspeaks, he don't come back and correct it. That's a problem. That's because he got a lot of ego. And if you're a dumbass with ego, man, that's a double dumbass. And that's exactly what this guy is. I don't want to disparage anybody, but that's what he is, a double dumbass. So with that being said, I'm gonna get out on that before I get worse than that. Much love to the fam. I'm gonna holler at y'all on the flip side. Y'all keep y'all heads up. We'll be back with another stream with Mr. Kirkland. He must have had a hold up. I'm gonna holler at you guys later. Love y'all. Peace.
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. 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 Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Alvin. I thank God every day I'm not a Falcon. Go to YouTube live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your chain for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, probably like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who That too.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, and even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us.